holla at him, cuz.
Now, where did you and 50 Cent go wrong? To go back to that situation, I was seeing a video where you had beef with him at one point.
Never had beef with him. He was my homie, my dog.
Okay.
You know, one of my partners, one of my closest friends, from what I would assume, and then our connection, situation, relationship, understanding, whatever you want to call it, the communication included, just ceased without no warning.
Okay.
So if I had to detail all the events that took place before that spoke toward a positive situation between he and I that indicated this was a blind side, it would take us forever. So he really did some whole shit on that level. But just to keep it a Google, I was totally willing to just silently accept that, just because, you know, we realize a hoe, you let a hoe be a hoe. Willie D told that us a long time ago. But then I'm so glad I have documentation. I got video of Curtisha, Jack's daughter, being on live for the very first time. Now, this is how much of my little homie he is in this digital world, right? First time he ever went live, I had already had SpiderLoc.com, SPI in the streets, multiple websites that I had developed, hip-hop media based branded, that was kind of thriving. Shit was way small back then, but it was brand new to him. He was only getting into it because he was so huge, had so much access, and he was able to have a team of people who knew all about it up under him to create it. So he was like, of course. But when I first met Curtisha, he was sitting on the computer on SpiderLoc.com. No, we couldn't see each other, just typing in the chat room to my fans. He'd be looking on my shoulder like, Spider, you talking to your fans right now? I'm like, yeah. Yo, that's dope. Yo, B, check it out. This nigga Spider ill, and bring everybody attention to it. And this is the first time he really got energy about this social media communication. The same way Lloyd Banks used to see me when he get to LA and all my homies got my t-shirts on. Yo, that's dope, B. You investing in yourself, B. I'm gonna do the same thing. Next thing you know, Lloyd Banks did the same thing. Salute the Banks. Not that I'm just letting you know I'm a trendsetter, not knocking nobody, but if you don't tell your own story, you don't get told. Yeah. But I kind of lost train of my thought. What were we talking about with Curtisha?
You was talking about you making some t-shirts and all that, and Lloyd.
Oh, that was the last thing after I got off track.
You was talking about 50 and him cutting you straight off.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, like, what the I wouldn't know, cuz just it's a whole lot, cuz just the video. Damn, the first time he went live. Right. That's where we was at, like 07, right? They was overseas. It was a This Is 50 big event. They had advertised it for a couple of days. They was doing a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right, it's 50 in the middle. Yeah, yo. Banks right here. Bam. They looking at the screen. And it's a new thing to him. He's never been live before in his life, y'all. Listen to what I'm telling you. He's live in front of the world in a hotel on the other side of the country, read. And he's been advertising for a week that you can talk to GUnit live for the first time on This Is 50, 1:00 p.m. on this date. Now there's been a countdown. He's sitting in front of this countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can see him reading the questions, and the first few questions is like, "What's up with Hot Rod, Spider Loc?" Man, these niggas ain't even got no interest in music out right now. You fans don't even know how to ask good questions. I don't understand where all this interest come from with Hot Rod and Spider Loc all of a sudden. All right, there are multiple other things I can add to that, but I'm gonna leave it at that so I won't overcram your brain with information and have you thinking about other things and other variables. I'm signed to your label. You're going live in front of your fans. You want to see what they're interested in. We've never had an argument, disagreement, all that. He never delivered. Cuz told me my album was done in 06, ready, sealed. Everybody that know music was never no issue on my mind. I've never had an issue with creating music. Everywhere I go, my music does what it's supposed to, except when I'm dealing with you. When I met you, it did, but then the only stagnation was dealing with you. But anyway, that's what Cuz tell the fans. He said, he don't even got no interest in music out at the time. Beautiful World was out at the time. And here it is a decade later. I think Crayola would beg to differ. One of the most influential brands known to the world that starts off with the most intimate influence. You know how far of a reach it is for the universe to cause Crayola to go beautiful on my behalf? That's when you know the magic is involved, bro. How could you ask for these scenarios to take place in such a fashion? That big old box of crayons, what made these motherfuckers go beautiful? And then when the homie neighborhood nip passed, did you see the campaign that so many celebrities attached their name to, including LeBron James and others, for Crayola to change the beautiful Crayola to Nipsey Blue? Please give me the connection between Crayola and Nipsey. They didn't go to DuPont. Nipsey talked rap about cars and shit. They didn't go to no car paint company. Why did the fuck did they go to Crayola about Nipsey Hussle? And we know what the obvious is. I just surprised how my name never came up one time in all the conversation. There's no way to think about Crayola when you think about Nipsey unless you think about Beautiful. And the only reason you think about Beautiful when you think about Nipsey is because you think about God damn. Nah, I'm just saying.
You think 50 was intimidated by you? Because I mean,
definitely. I didn't realize it at the time, but now in hindsight, you know, sometimes you gotta believe. I remember what my pops told me. Blasphemy. That's all my daddy used to say from day one when things wasn't right. And of course, because that's my daddy, I throw that right out my ear. That's just my daddy. That's just he sent with so many moving parts and variables. I'm racking my brain to try to figure it out, because what y'all don't realize is murder cases and a whole lot of other shit that come up around him knowing me that would cause me to speculate as to what was his primary cause of placing the distance. The thing is, he never iterated any of these. He never communicated any reason. He never even said that there was a cease, there was an end. There was never even a nothing. So I was speculating, oh, maybe because of this, maybe because of that, maybe because of that. But then he wanted to go in the public and say what he chose to say. So, okay, then it was a time in 2017 when I stumbled across the clip of him talking about my music wasn't interesting and all that to the fans. I posted it on my page on a Thursday and said, Throwback Thursday, back to when I realized 50 Cent was hating on me. And Kurtisha got emotional and she made a post and responded just like a female, threw some other niggas' name in it. He threw in Doja and OT Genesis name in it, talking about, oh, I wasn't hating, I was just disappointed because you didn't deliver. He know and I know. You can tell them people you troll for whatever you want, but you and I know what's coming to going on. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Cuz know what's up with the music. Let me tell you something. I've never been a 50 Cent fan. I was a friend to 50 Cent, but this is how much of a fan of mine he was. You see what transpired in my life based upon what type of introduction I just told you about, right? So that could be nothing more than fanism. Then I've also experienced, while I didn't deliver, this is how I deliver while I don't deliver. I'm walking in the Beverly Hills Hotel because 50 in LA, he told me to come through. Me and a couple of my partners walked through the door. When I walked through the door, he's playing music that he just recorded earlier that day. And as I'm walking through the door, he asked me, can you tell I'm mimicking your flow?
Okay.
The song is When It Rains, It Pours, that came out on the soundtrack to the Get Rich or Die Trying. I've never mimicked anything of his flow. You know, but I'm just saying, this is the lack. When you see now why you want to forget GUnit, because you can't tell the story without talking about the truth. When I say the truth, I'm talking about myself, the one. How you gonna leave me out? And then
was there any legal recourse you could have taken that you didn't take? Any legal recourse back then? You said he kind of just left you. You have no contract and stuff.
This is the thing. I was not even sore or nothing. Like, I used to tell cuz when the communication got funny, I used to be at Power 106 when he got in the parking lot. And I don't know rah-rah shit. You know, just what up, my nigga? And when my first thing be like, cuz, if we ain't gonna be getting down, just let me get a statement of the release. Cuz be like, oh no, it ain't like this, and give you some bullshit, smoke and screen reason why the communication be funny, give you the new number work for that day, and then the new number don't work no more. I used to try to get at Nicky Martin, Angel Martinez. These are people that were involved in the office with keeping me in communication with him for business issues. Used to hammer them for a statement of release. Nobody, just think about it, that time, after what everybody just watched me go through, anybody that was interested, including Alan Grunblatt, was not going to take a step without you being able to show them something legally that he had no longer interest. And he would verbally say, I don't hold no nigga, no. But when, okay, I see this is a dead issue right here. Why? Can I get that statement of release? Couldn't get it, my nigga. So therefore, anybody that you can get a conversation with, that's all it would be a conversation.
Man.
He had to really lose his whole GUnit deal. And that took some time. And when after it happened, it still took a lot of people time to realize that that was even a fact for anybody to realize that he couldn't have no say-so on certain especially as regard to me. That's why you got to thank the creator in the universe for certain things, because sometimes you think you want certain things so bad and you being protected from them the whole time. You see how the boy Buck Jenner tried to put music out way down the line recently and had issues with food?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he stood us up too on the show, man. But
of course he did. Y'all, if anything uncensored, he gonna stand up.
Yeah.
Y'all look sneaky too, like y'all gonna get him off, getting good for a good 9 minutes, and then just hit him with a curve. Oh, mama. Especially after dealing with me, you ain't gonna be able to be off. Y'all don't do it. I want to say this to anybody in the field of saying they tapping in with entertainers or anybody to reach the truth. If Buck Jenner come across your platform and you don't ask him nothing about Greg, we no longer believe in you.
Dang. Write that one down.
When I say we, I mean me, myself, and I, and those that think like me.